The first month of the season has already passed, and it's time to bring back a segment we did a few times last year. Kyle, Ricky, and I will go over our 5 weekly divisions and talk about a driver who is doing well, a driver who is struggling, and a driver who is flying under the radar. It's who's hot and who's not. We begin with the SK Modifieds and Kyle.
The track's premier division has seen an ultra-competitive season thus far. One driver hot heading into the month of June is Marcello Refrano, who is coming off a dramatic win the last time out and is quietly making his way up the championship standings, sitting third. On the reverse side, Troy Talman started the season with 2 top 2 finishes in the first 3 races, including an opening day win. However, Talman has gone quiet in the last 2 feature events with back-to-back 12th place finishes. And one driver flying under the radar has been Keith Rocco. Rocco and his number 22 team have been quiet but consistent with 3 top 10 finishes, and he's 4th in the championship standings. It's been since last October since Rocco's last victory, and it's widely known that he can strike at any time. For a look at the late model division, we go back to Bonssa.
The late models have largely been dominated by 2 drivers, defending champion and point leader Kevin Gambacorta and Paul Verrecchio Jr., my pick for who's hot. The Berlin native is our most recent late model winner and has finished 2nd, 5th, and 1st in his last 4 features. He's on quite the streak, and he looks to continue that heading into June. My pick for who's not is 3-time late model champion Tom Fern. In a different car this season, Fern has shown short run speed, but his best finish thus far is 8th. The East Longmeadow driver is a 6-time track champion, so it would not be a surprise to see the 92 team figure out their car ahead of Tom's favorite time of the year, the heat of summer. And as far as who to watch is concerned, it's Wayne Corey Jr. When Corey has run all 30 laps in the primary car this year, he finished 2nd and 5th. Corey was headed towards the front last race when car issues forced him to pit road under green. If Wayne can keep having clean runs in that primary car, it'll be a matter of time before he returns to victory lane. Now let's move to the SK Light Modifieds.
Bonssa, we begin our look at the SK Light Modifieds with who's hot, and it's hard to avoid Nicholas Hovey. Yes, he's the most recent winner, claiming his first points-paying win the last time out on May 31st, but his streak started to get warm last year with a win in the SK Light Invitational non-points race at the Napa Fall Final. Coming into this month with a bit of a chill is the all-time division win leader, Chris Matthews, who after starting the season with 3 top 5 finishes, has had a hard time of finishing in the top 10 the last 2 feature events, which includes a season-low 22nd in the division's most recent feature after getting collected in a multi-car accident. Flying under the radar but getting closer to Napa victory lane has been Amanda West, who is on a streak of 3 consecutive top 5 finishes, the best streak of results for the SK Light standout, who is getting closer to her first win. Now here's Bonssa, who's watching the limited late model division.
Deciding who's hot and who's not in the limited late models is tough because everyone is so close. But I'll say that RJ Surdell has been doing very well in the last 4 races, with a win, 2 podiums, and 3 top 5s. Besides point leader Matt Clement, Surdell has been the most consistent driver in the division over the last 4 features. Devin Jensick claimed a victory back in race 2, but the Canton native has not returned to the podium since, hence why he's my who's not pick. He's the only driver amongst the top 6 in points that hasn't scored a podium in the last 4 features. The 23 team is not that far off. The field is just that tight, so it won't take a lot to get Jensick back on top. And a driver to watch is Gary Patnode. In a different car this year, Patnode is off to a much better start compared to 2023. He's been on the podium in 2 of the last 3 features, including a 2nd place run last week. If Patnode can keep the consistency up front, he'll be fighting for his first win since 2022. And to close out our segment, we shift to the street stocks.
The street stocks continue to provide memorable moments each week, and there are some drivers that have stood out, both for the good and bad. Travis Downey is having a career year, capturing his 5th career win back on May 10th, and has finished on the podium in 4 of 6 races, including a runner-up finish in the most recent rain-shortened event on June 7th. While Travis Haidar won 3 of the first 4 features of the season, The 11 team has gone cold over the last 2 weeks, with finishes of 16th and 18th. Haidar was involved in an accident on May 31st that forced his car to the pit lane due to fender damage, while a transmission failure put Haidar out of the race on lap 1 on June 7th. And second-year driver Jason Raymond has been flying a bit under the radar and has been consistently in the top 10 in each of the first 6 races. In fact, Raymond is just one of only 2 drivers to have finished in the top 10 in each race this season, and following a career best of 2nd on May 24th, Raymond knows he's more than capable of capturing his first Stafford win.